Sandeep, the same question, one story from your past of how you chose to become a startup icon.
Well, my story is quite different. I was in Silicon Valley for 15 years. I had no plan to be back here. When I came here, my parents were very happy. They thought that we are getting old and son is coming back. But I actually came back because I saw in 2011 an opportunity to start my first venture, which was ShopClues. And it was the first marketplace at the time when India e-commerce was showing sign that it has arrived. But everyone was inventory-led model, and it was like 17-year-old industry, but for all practical purposes, zero for India. So I was a Wall Street analyst. I saw this as an opportunity that maybe how many times you see an opportunity to create Amazon or Alibaba of India before you die. And so I just jumped on that, came with a one-way ticket first time in 15 years to India, and build it from 35th entrant into Indian e-commerce to the 4th unicorn. Now we are talking about 70, 80. So I have seen this ecosystem growing. But it was not that simple for me. The month I first time believed that I have arrived as an entrepreneur and it's a matter of time my company will become $1 billion and go public, the next 2 years, multiple things happened in my life. I was arrested by FBI in USA. I had to step down from ShopClues. I had to see my 20 years old marriage failing. And I had to start at the age of 41 like a 19-year-old boy. But I'm very glad where I am right now. And, as Rahul said, I share the sentiments. I think the way, Industrial Revolution did produce a lot of new things, but it changed how people did things. Same way, I think digital economy is just changing how we do things, and I feel very lucky to be part of changing.
If I can say on a lighter vein, because your story is quite touching, a duck paddling furiously in the water. Abhiraj and then Mayank, quickly, the same question to you. Abhiraj, starting with you.
Look, I think, nothing as dramatic as Sandeep's, but our first startup failed. It was a great lesson. We realized that all the degrees and all the work experience.
Does it still hurt?
I'm sorry?
Does the failure hurt?
It did. Very interestingly, I remember waking up the next day feeling quite liberated because, the writing was always on the wall. You were dragging on for a little bit longer. You woke up when we decided, and Varun, my co-founder now, we, met over a few drinks and we decided, this is not working, let's just shut it down. The next day I woke up saying, okay, now the canvas is clean, so I can reimagine things again. And I think I'm seeing that kind of energy in a lot of the youngsters who are going out there today. They're actually dreaming bigger, they're thinking bolder. So I'm very bullish on the next 10 years for India.
Generally speaking, quick 30 seconds, are Indians good at taking to failure? I'm talking about the young generation, the startup generation versus maybe other global communities that you might have seen.
I think we are. I think this generation is willing to take failure head on, is not afraid of failing. In fact, they want to fail fast, iterate fast, and learn from their mistakes and keep improving.
Mayank, many of us were brought up with certain values. One of them was, degree nahi hogi to kya karoge, nokri nahi hogi, salary nahi hogi to ghar kaise basaoge. And yet I see young people that I sometimes interview for jobs, and I realize that they have an attitude which is very different from us. The final question and final response on the panel.
No, so my story was very personal. I think it was a visit to why the idea came into place. It was a visit from me to an engineering college in Greater Noida. And there's a running joke that if you throw a stone, you will hit an engineering school in Greater Noida. So I visited there, 4th floor, the building were empty. There were 4 children studying. All had come from either Jharkhand, Bihar, MP, and that region. And the parents were spending money for their education. They said, look, sir, mujhe pata nahi yahan kya hota hai. Sometimes teachers come, sometimes they don't come, but I have to sit for an examination. I laughed at that point in time. And then the penny dropped on me that, look, I'm a product of a highly subsidized education. I studied in Kendriya Vidyalaya. I went to IIT. My government paid for my entire education. And if I'm not doing something about it, I do not have the option of lamenting and saying that, look, this is not working out. I cannot be complaining. And that was the move from being complaining to doing something was the reason why Upgrad came into existence.